Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Rookie mistake. I was muted. Thank you for telling me. I should have been looking at the chats. The key is you're here. I'm glad you're here. And enjoy the quiz. All right. Use a password manager. Oh my gosh. So you had an opportunity to watch me just blah, blah, blah with my mouth without the audio on. I turned it off earlier because I wanted to make sure I could type stuff and not have the key noise come in. I'll clip that off in post once it's up there. That's so funny. All right. What is the best practice for users and their passwords? And the answer to that is a password manager. If you are not using a password manager yet, you need to start. And so that's the number one thing that an average user can do is use a password manager to protect their passwords. All right. All right. And oh my gosh, so great. Let me check the stream real quick. I set the delay to the ultra low delay. So I think from a YouTube perspective, we are at the fastest response possible. Also, most of these questions have 60 to 90 seconds. So here, everybody, is question number 2. And Ryan saying, yeah, I'm sure it was amazing what he was saying. Yeah, absolutely. All right. I appreciate the love in the chats, by the way. So let me call him. Who has his number? So Kelvin reached out to me and let me know I was muted as well. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. All right, after pressing enter, what is required for access? Let's take a look at this bad boy. Let me bring out a pen real quick. And let's talk about this for a moment. So we have a username, Jim, and this user is in the local database. Whenever it says local database, like you read Cisco documentation, it talks about the local database. It means the running config on that local device. That would mean the running config on R3. So we have a local username called Jim. He's got a privilege of level 5, and there's his password. And then we have an enable secret of this, and we have an enable password of this. We should, anytime you type in the word password on a Cisco device these days, think twice, because that refers to legacy and less encrypted security. But anyway, on this iOS device, it supported both of them. If they're both present, the enable secret is going to win. That's the privilege level 15 secret. So currently, Jim is logged in, and I think Jim typed in disable. Yes, he did. And to get back into privilege mode, he's going to need the enable secret. He's not going to have to log back in. He's already logged in. All he has to do is type in enable, put in the enable secret, and he is good to go. All right. And we had a lot of people that got that question correct. Very proud of you. 58. Way to go. Here's the next question. It is this. Using telnet on a VTY line, which of the following is true for the authentication? All right, we have a minority vote here for 19 or for the blue, and I'd like to talk about this just for a moment. So let's treat this like a learning experience because that's definitely what it is. And let me bring up a pen and let me use this color. All right, so if I was given a scenario like this, I might want to look at the config briefly and then take a look at the possible answers and then ask myself, what is happening? What's going to happen? So AAA new model, I think we're familiar with that one. And then as a result of doing AAA new model, we have the ability to create method lists. So here's how a method list operates. We create a method list, and then we can say, like on a VTY line or a console line, hey, use this method list for authentication, and it does. We can also set a default method list, which will be used everywhere unless there's a more specific method list that's applied. So let's take a look at this holistically and see what's going to happen. The question was using telnet, which is true for the authentication. So if they're using telnet, that means they're going to come in on one of these lines. It also is true that if they're using SSH, they would be coming in. The user would be coming in on one of these logical VTY lines. So we don't need to worry too much about line console 0. We really need to worry about down here. And so there's a password. This is a local password for the VTY line. There's also this method list right here. And this method list is called VTY in uppercase. They are case sensitive, by the way. So this AAA authentication login, VTY, is a method list. And it basically says, if this method list is used somewhere, which it is right here on this VTY line, these 5 VTY lines, then use the local database, which refers to the running config on this device, which means that if somebody connected on one of these VTY lines, whether they're connecting via SSH or they're connecting via telnet, it's going to prompt them, because of this method list, it's going to prompt them for a username and a password. And in this case, admin could log in, and admin's password would be Cisco !23. I won't specify what's going to happen over here on line console 0 because I'll tell you why. That's another question. It's coming up. All right, let's continue on. Also, today I will be hanging out in Discord if you want to have a chat right after this live event. So if you have any questions on any of these, if you have a question on these questions, please don't hesitate to bring them over to Discord. I'll be in the CCNA voice channel right after there for any live questions. Okay, who's on top? Mystery Bear. All right, moving forward. Question 4 of 7, more than halfway there. Which are true about this single access list entry if it was applied as part of an access list? And thanks, Umar, for the feedback. And also, Nicholas, if you can join us right after in Discord in the CCNA voice chat and bring that question, I can bring all these questions up and share my screen and be happy to go over the details for any one of them. Wow, nicely done. 60 answers on the actual correct answer. Fantastic. Let's just take a peek. And here is our peek. This ACL entry says deny. Okay, I want to deny if it's layer 4 protocol UDP, also known as protocol 17 in decimal. And here's the source portion right here. So if this is denying traffic, if it's UDP and it's sourced from host 10.10.55, we can imagine a device with that 32-bit IP address exactly. If this is all the source information, if the source port equals 53. So if we had a user like Jim who's making a DNS request, the destination port would be UDP port 53. When the server responds back to that, the source port would be UDP port 53. And that's what this would be matching. So if there was a server at this IP address with that source port of 53 going back to anyone on the 2035 subnet, because the wildcard mask says we don't care about that last octet, that would be denied. So if you need to brush up on IP addressing or subnetting, I got some comments earlier about Subnet Saturdays being rocking cool. And if you want to learn how to do subnetting and masking and variable length subnet masking and everything else, the Subnet Saturdays is a great resource, and it's free. Here it's on YouTube. There's like 11 or 12 videos. Just go to the Keith Barker channel, look for Subnet Saturday, and you can be a subnet ninja in just a matter of about a week or two if you just take one video every other day or so. Okay, you guys did great. I'm super impressed. 60 on the right answer. Way to go. All right, here we go. Next question, 5 of 7. Multi-select, and the question is this: which of the following are true about this single access list entry? Good luck, everybody. And Kitty Meow is asking, are you still doing Subnet Saturdays? There's 11 videos in that playlist called Subnet Saturdays. And it covers like everything core with IPv4 subnetting. So the basics. So it's like 11 videos. If there's anything additional regarding, actually it covers everything a person would need to know at the CCNA level and CCNP level for that matter. So I don't know if there's any additional content regarding Subnet Saturdays that needs to be made. I'm open for feedback though. If you want something additional regarding Subnet Saturdays, let me know. I'll consider it. Okay, what's true about this access control list entry? Well, let's talk about that for a moment. Regarding this access control entry, it's a deny. We're looking for the layer 4 protocol of UDP. The source is 10.1.0, which would be a /24-bit network. And that's because the wildcard bits say we don't care about this last octet. And then that's the end of the source part. And then the destination would be 10.44.0. Well, here's our wildcard mask says I don't care about that or that. So this would be the 10.44/16 network. It would match on anything in that range if the destination port over here on the destination side of the equation equals 53, which exactly is a DNS request that would be coming from a client. So great job on those answers. Access control lists are important to understand. I also want to tell you, I also want to share with you, with my mic on now, I also want to share with you the fact that access control lists are a great way to start learning about, control. But an access control list is really just matching. It's just matching on a set of parameters, like the layer 4 protocol or the layer 3 IP addressing information. And by using an access control list to identify traffic, we can then use that access list for lots of purposes. So as we get into CCNP and other more advanced topics in CCNA, we have additional lists. We have distribute lists and prefix lists and other kinds of lists that we're going to use for identifying traffic and then manipulating that traffic. And so starting off with extended access list and standard access list in CCNA is a great place to start. And the more you learn here, guess what? You get to apply it going forward. It's fantastic. So great job. Most of you nailed this one. Perfect. All right, we're almost done. And Mystery Bear is on top with 5,238 points. Congratulations. How can you verify if a user is connected via secure shell? Or as his friends call him, SSH. All right, how do you verify user is connected? You do a show SSH, it'll show your current SSH connections. So who, that command is very much like the show users command. In fact, that's what it is. That's what who does. And show IP SSH will show you if you're enabled for SSH, including the flavor like 1.99 or 1.9 or 2.0. 1.9 means it's supporting, multiple flavors of SSH, not just SSH version 2. So the correct answer is red. Great job for those of you who got it. And I think we have one last question. And here it is. No pressure. This is for the final score. Could be tied based on this element. Oh no. Oh no, it's a tough one. Or is it? Oh yeah, I hear you, everybody. If this music was playing during the CCNA exam, just taking the live exam without this kind of music is going to be a walk in the park. All right, for console port access, which are true regarding the authentication? So we got a lot of people on blue. User will be in privilege mode, and a good number of people on red. Let's take a look at why green is not correct. All right, so AAA new model. So the question is for console port access. Let's focus on that. If somebody's connecting via the console, meaning they're on the console port, this is what is going to be possibly relevant. So line console 0, if somebody connects, they are going to be in King Kong mode. That's what that means. Privilege level 15. Without any other type of authorization or controls in place, whoever does connect successfully is going to be level 15. And then there's also a local password configured, but it doesn't mean it's required. Let's talk about why. AAA new model, AAA authentication login VTY is the method list that's used in the local database. That's applied down here. That doesn't apply to our scenario. But what does apply is this bad boy, AAA authentication login default. That means if I was the router, we would say something like this. You know what? If there's not something more specific in place, like this method list here on the V2I lines, if there's not anything more specific in place, when people try to log in, by default, I'm going to use one of my configured group of AAA servers, this example, a TACAC server, and reach out to that TACAC server for the authentication of the user. If that TACAC server is not available, I mean, I can't reach it, it's down, or I have a network problem, then after a very short timeout, it will swap over and say, okay, I'll use the local database. And that's what that means. And because line console 0 doesn't have a more specific method list, it would use the TACAX. And if the TACAX server wasn't reachable, it would use the local database. So I'm hoping that was part of 2 of our answers. Let's find out. Yep, TACAX will be attempted if it's reachable, and user will be in privilege mode. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went above and beyond with the other definition, but they'll be in privilege mode because of 15. All right, so ConPass wouldn't be used because of this method list, the default method list with AAA already set up. All right, let's see who won this thing. On the podium, please. With 5,606 points. Third place, Stellar Turtle. Second place, Diplomatic Finch. And in first place with 5,809 points, Royal Elephant. Nice, nice, nice. Congratulations, everybody. Also, I would encourage you, these are the, this is the feedback I get from these quizzes, by the way. like which were the toughest questions. 9% correct, 19% correct. And that way it gives me a heads up on what I should work on, what those things that might be most beneficial for the community. And if I could get your feedback, that'd be great. So that's it for this quiz. There's over 110 videos now regarding CCNA content that are in the CCNA playlist here on the YouTube channel. So feel free to take a look at that. If you're studying some topic, you might get a deeper dive in it, just go grab that topic from the master playlist. Also, if you are going to be taking your CCNA exam and you think, oh, am I ready? There's a playlist with all these quizzes in it. So there's like 8 or 9 now. So if you go through them and you look at the questions and you know the answers to them and you know why, that's a really good indicator you're ready. If you see some questions, think, I have no clue what that is or how it works or why, that would be an indication you need to study. All right, so that's it. I appreciate you joining me for this live quiz. I have got some more content coming out. Oh, also, I've got a new video out that I released about 4 or 5 days ago that shows the transformation of this office. So if you're interested in what did that look like before it was converted to a recording studio, how bad was it? How dusty was it? How different does it look now? It's all in that video. So if you enjoy it, if you want to take a look at that, that's available for you. I've got some new content coming out as well. In fact, let me share with you. Well, I'll surprise you. I took some feedback from the community about what else you needed or wanted. And there's like I said, over 110 videos that are CCNA related in the CCNA playlist. So I would encourage you to look at that if you need questions answered or learn details about OSPF or spanning tree or layer 2 switching or trunking or access control or security, layer 2 security included, AAA. I think most of it is there. So enjoy that. And that's it. I'm going to be jumping into the Discord server live for a few minutes right after. There's a link in the description below if you want to join. I'll be in the CCNA voice chat room. Give me just a few minutes to get a sip of water, and I'll be right there live to join you. So thanks for joining me today, and good luck in your studies, whether it's CCNA, CCNP, or beyond. I wish you the best, and I know you can do it. So be well, and we'll catch you next time.